right? Salakia, bear with me.
Would you like water?
Come, the water. Like that. It's on Facebook. It's the live on Facebook.
What's going on, man? I was telling him something about a plumbing problem.
Oh, my God.
He said he is about 7. Y'all talk to him?
Hey, y'all just
I'm
been
already in the show.
Okay. Okay.
Say y'all finna do the wall and everything. The back.
Yeah, but also, we just live on the joint right now, so no, you can appreciate it, bro. All right. Salakia. What is that? You want me that water, bro?
It's right there.
Come, the water. Jesus. No, sir. The water. Shalom, Yahweh, Shema, Shabbat, to the brothers, Yahweh, Shema, Yahweh, Shema, shout to the sisters. You know what I'm saying? Priest stuff 50,001 holding down the, you know what I'm saying, Tuesday night Brotherhood class until obviously y'all mock arrives. You understand? And like I said, I.S.U.P.K, Durham, North Carolina. You know what I mean? Commander General Yohana teaching the truth according to the Bible that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true Jews the Bible speaks of. You understand? That our oppressor, the oppressor in this land, on this planet, you know what I'm saying? The colonizer is the devil the Bible speaks of. You understand? And so, in the meantime, what you got, bro? What's going on?
Out the toilet.
Huh?
It's coming out the toilet, man. In the actual room.
Okay, no sweat, no sweat. Yeah, he should be here soon anyway. Yeah, appreciate it.
But you said he was coming out of the toilet.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, I think we already knew that though.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'd already heard that, but you know what I'm saying? But you gotta talk to him about, I don't know about none of that stuff.
All right, I'm going back out.
No sweat. Appreciate it, brother.
No problem.
Yeah, just you have locked up, bro. Block you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, teach you the truth according to the Bible, you know what I'm saying? On the Commander General Yohana. We're not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite organization, group, none of that. If it's not I.S.U.P.K and the Commander General Yohana, it's not the truth. You know what I'm saying? And this particular class, Shalom, Yahweh Shema Shabbat, you know what I'm saying? Got my guy, man. My guy Shabbat Allah up in here. You know what I mean? But so this particular class, you know what I'm saying, is where we delve into a major issue that's confronting blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You know what I'm saying? It seems, you know what I'm saying, counterintuitive, as in, you know, it would be, it seems redundant. It would be a regular thing. You know what I'm saying? It would be something that everybody understands. It would be something that is bred into a person. But unfortunately, we've been, you know, oppressed to the point of, you know, almost trying to emulate those who oppress us. You know what I mean? In any situation, when the person who's oppressing you, the person over you, you know what I mean, you see them prosper by doing this. Well, I'm captive in this land. You know what I'm saying? They're winning, and this is the tactics that they use to get to be in a position to win. So we often emulate that, but what we don't realize is that what we're emulating is not behavior that is universal. We're not emulating behavior that they use. They don't use these tactics against their own. You understand? They don't even use these tactics against the other nations. These tactics are tailor-made to destroy blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You know what I'm saying? That's why you can go in your neighborhood and there's a Chinese restaurant, there's a Indian restaurant, there's all of this and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have restaurants in their neighborhood. You don't go to Chinatown and there's a soul food spot that you own and operate. If there is a soul food spot, it's probably owned and operated, not even joking, by an Asian person. I've seen it. Brother, we talked about it before, the one at home. Manners?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's owned by Koreans.
Matter of fact, they got like 3 locations in Harlem now.
You got like 2 locations in Harlem, Slot.
I got it. You want me to get it out?
I got it. Ooh. Put the chili back on.
You want to
Shalom, huh?
yeah, we can get that. Yeah.
Salaki for that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so we emulate our precedent. So matter of fact, give me that real fast. Give me that out there. Proverbs 3 and 31. We talked about that yesterday.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
And this is why this Bible is telling us this. You know what I'm saying? The scripture I like to read before every class, you know what I'm saying, every history class, is what was written before time was written for our learning. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I read that is because of this. If we take heed to the things that were written for us to learn our history, we take heed to those things, then you know what? We wouldn't have the problems that we have today. We wouldn't be killing each other. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't be, you know what I mean, quick to forgive another nation like the thing my brother just brought it out. What'd you bring out? Botham John, the brother who got murdered in his living room, you know what I'm saying, in Texas, right? Amber Geiger murdered, a police officer murdered this brother. Then, in the courtroom, his actual brother went and hugged her. And we all know that the bailiff was like, you know, combing her hair with the finger comb. The water, brother. Yeah, let me put this on the screen real fast. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then the judge hugged her and gave her a Bible, right? Well, we got an article right here that says, Botham Jean's brother gets Ethical Courage Award for forgiving, hugging Amber Geiger. Good night. Let me show this on the Facebook. You know what I mean? Brother got an Ethical Courage Award. He got an award for hugging the police officer who murdered his brother. You understand? This is the psychology, man. This is the psychology. This is the sick game, mental mind game that they play to get you to do their will. Read that from the top, Proverbs 3 and 31. You can take your phone, brother. You can
Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Get your head out of the colonizers behind, Salakia. You understand? Get your head out of the oppressors behind, man, and stop trying to be like him and emulate him. And what are we talking about? We're not talking about, you know what I mean, everyday situations. You know what, brother? Right now, I got the Facebook and YouTube going on just this. It's working right now. I don't know what's up, but it's
The same way I was trying to do it.
I think you got to put everything different. If you put that camera and that audio on YouTube and then on Facebook, use a different audio and this camera. Nothing has turned off yet. Everything's been consistent. You know what I mean? Are you reading from top one more time, brother?
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways, man. That's the problem with us. Unfortunately, we weren't taught brotherhood in the schools. We weren't taught brotherhood in our homes. We weren't taught brotherhood in our lives in general. You know what I'm saying? So we don't really know how to exhibit that. We don't really know. I'm sorry.
I got it. Okay.
We don't know. We're too busy doing like Botham Jeans, bro. That's a great example. We're gonna be on that for a while. Because it's like the most perfect illustration, representation of you wanting to impress and be up under the oppressor so bad that you will dishonor your own process. Yeah.
Also, he'll reward you for it as an example.
Most High in Christ. I gotta get that brother in. Because that's a fact. In that process, not only because they know what they're doing, they're not stupid. They know what they're doing. They're gonna reward you when you do that. Just like they're gonna reward who? Just like if you sell out black people and Hispanic people and you make it easier for us to be oppressed, you get rewards. Give me a great example of somebody who ultimately reaped those rewards.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z is a good example.
Martin Luther King.
That's the one I want. Martin Luther King. A black man does not get a statue. Have you ever been? I mean, most of us have been, right? But you ever been to DC? You ever been to DC and see the monuments, the museums? You know what I'm saying? I go from time to time. You know what I mean? Like, it is straight up Rome. You know what I'm saying? On Capitol Hill. It's straight up Rome. The architecture is Rome. The layout is Rome. The marble is Rome. The buildings are Rome. The statues are Rome. The obelisk is Rome. It's all Rome. It's all Greece. You know what I'm saying? You walk into the Capitol building. I mean, I remember going to the Capitol building when I was young. I was in like 5th grade, 4th grade, something like that. We went on a trip to DC. Hopped on a bus and drove to DC from New York. And I just remember going to the Capitol building and it was all statues. All statues of dead Salaki, dead white men. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you got the rotunda, and then you got the statue of this dude over here, and even the way it's shaped, everything, it all comes from ancient Greece and ancient Rome. And now, one of the main attractions there is a giant statue of Martin Luther King, aka OG Mike. Does that happen often again? Black people don't get statues in DC like that. You know what I'm saying? Black people don't get statues on Capitol Hill. You know what I'm saying? In the Capitol building, in the White House. That does not happen. Blacks and Hispanics don't get those awards. Unless they do one thing. Sell out their people. You understand? That's what you have to do. You know what I mean? But this class, a lot of it, not to get too off, you know what I'm saying, long-winded, you know what I mean? But this class is about teaching us not to do that. To care about our people enough to not go for the money. Straight rap, skill, music, that was my favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying? The music, you know, the dude is he nice, right? Salaki. He nice. But talk about selling out. You don't get billions of dollars, you know what I'm saying, by helping black people. You don't become, you know what I mean, one of the richest black people in the world. You know what I'm saying? Certainly in America, by helping black people. Because if you were helping black people, you'd be in here. You know what I'm saying? If you're helping black people, you'd be in here. Don't get it twisted. Don't think that Commander General Yohana has never had somebody put a briefcase in front of him with millions of dollars. Like, listen, just tell them to do this. You know what I mean? Just want, you know, y'all doing this cool. You got a lot of people following you. If you just say this, you know what I'm saying, then we can really get behind that. You know what I'm saying? We're really willing to reward you handsomely. Oh, it's happened before. It's happened. But guess what? Commander General Yohana has already shown us that no, that man is not going to rest on his laurels. Like, And he's not gonna, he ain't gonna take the bait. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna do it because he actually cares about blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. Brotherhood, I.S.U.P.K. for that brother, and for the I.S.U.P.K. You understand? And that's why we gotta maintain that very spirit. You understand? So now we're gonna get into a couple of scriptures. You understand? Again, as we wait for y'all to arrive. Lock here. So lock. Okay. Let me see. So, oh, you could about push out. You just put my back on the left passenger side, well, right behind the driver's seat. So lock here. On the floor is my back. Give me that the water. Let me unlock it. Yeah. We're gonna have scriptures about dealing with our enemies and brotherhood, man. While I'm waiting for that, brother, if you can, Baba Kushab, could you get me 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 1? But actually, before you get that, give me 1 John 4 and 20. Give me that first. Give me 1 John 4 and 20.
The book of 1 John, chapter 4, verse 20. If a man say,
So let's start there, right? You got a lot of people that say a lot of stuff.
That's right.
A lot of people got a lot to say.
Right.
Ooh-wee. See, I might just be kind of just, you know what I mean? Just because a lot of people got a lot to say, man, but they don't really show it. You know what I mean? We're going to get into that, man. So read it from the top.
if a man say, I love God,
Uh-huh.
and hateth his brother,
So a man says, I love the Most High. I love God. Shoot. He might even say, I love Yahweh.
Right.
He might say that. Don't get twisted. Right? Don't think that it's just, you know, what Christian pastors saying God, or your who are your shivers. You might hear a cat say, Brotherhood. You might hear somebody say that. Those phrases. You know what I'm saying? The I.S.U.P.K been around since 1969. The I.S.U.P.K has been prolific Israelites who they don't really know that they say shalom. You know what I'm saying? Good night. But they're aware that the proper language is the I.S.U.P.K. Keep going.
he is a liar.
So he says that, but he doesn't love his brother. He's a what?
He is a liar.
You're a goddamn liar.
That's right.
You love the Lord, but you abandon your brother. You love the Most High, but you refuse to help your brother. You know what I'm saying? You refuse to, you know what I'm saying, stand your ground in that time when there's turmoil, when things aren't pretty, when things get rough. You understand? It takes a certain type of brother to stand 10 toes in the face, not for himself, but for his brother.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's something that all of us had to learn coming in here. Because outside of these doors, when I say these doors, I don't mean the doors of 2534 South Rossboro Street, you know what I'm saying, in Durham, North Carolina. This is just one, you know what I'm saying, one school, within the school, one locale of the school. When you go outside the doors of the I.S.U.P.K, when you go outside there, this world teaches you to be what? We kind of talked about it earlier. Envy thou not the oppressor. What does the oppressor teach you to be? We even talked about it yesterday in class.
Envious.
Envious, but give me a good word that it's simple. Salakia, let me give it to you. The opposite of brotherhood, because brotherhood is about what?
The community. Everybody.
Which means it's not about
the nation.
What?
Self.
So what's the opposite of not about self?
Selfish.
That's not Christ. This world teaches you to be selfish.
That's right.
Do what you gotta do to get that car you want.
Right.
Do what you gotta do to get that house you want.
Right.
Do what you gotta do to get that girl you want. You understand? I've literally seen Salakia. I'm not going on topic. Trust me, I'm on topic here. I've literally seen seen or read articles, right? Because we living in this new age. I've literally seen articles where a person was praised. They're a married person. This is a woman who has a husband, or a husband who has a wife and children. And they end up deciding in the being married for 20 years. You know what? I'm gay. I cannot do this anymore. It's just not me. I have to go on and be free. Abandon their kids, abandon the husband. I see one with a woman who went on to be a lesbian. She's like, left the country. The cat was just, and this is eatable, so it's not a brother. I don't really care. I'm just giving an example, right? But the husband is just there like, what the hell am I supposed to do now? Like, my whole life revolved around raising my kids and everything. You know what I mean? This world teaches you to be selfish.
That's right.
To do what works best for you. It's getting worse and worse every day. Every single day, more and more things are coming out that teach you and your children to be selfish. Look at what's going on with Dwayne Wade. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Like, they are, it's like, and again, we understand what's going on. Dwayne Wade is a brother. It's unfortunate. Listen, what he's doing is disgusting. You know what I'm saying? He's disgusting. Don't get it twisted. I'm not condoning what he's allowing his youngest son to do. It's despicable, right?
That's right.
But we understand that the oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of. And this man is a public figure. And what they do is, again, like Botham Jean's brother, they reward you when you destroy your family, when you destroy your children, destroy your wife, destroy your household, destroy your people. You understand? That's what they do. What you got for me?
I'm holding
1 Corinthians,
1 John 3 and 20.
Read it from the top.
If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar.
He's a liar. Keep going.
For he that loveth not his brother, whom he has seen.
Right. You don't love your brother whom you've seen. Shalom, sis. You don't love your brother whom you have seen.
Right.
You don't love him, right? I mean, me and my brother, again, Salaki, I know I'm interjecting a lot. We got scriptures all day, we good. But me and my brother walked down the street in Harlem at the cookout, saw some fake Israelites. They looked like they wanted to peel the skin off our blood. They looked like they had so much hate in their blood. They looked like their blood was boiling, just seeing us walk past it. I'm pretty sure it was because they could hear Commandant Juliana about, 20 feet away, blazing, they heard a bunch of Hebrews having a good old time at that cookout. The I.S.U.P.K, whom they know is the home of the truth. And they couldn't handle it. You know what I mean? But yeah, so read verse 21.
If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. Right? For he that loveth not his brother, whom he hath seen, how can he love the Most High, whom he hath not seen?
You don't love your brother whom you've seen. How can you love the Most High whom you have not seen?
That's right.
I mean, like, it's really putting your words on trial, man. That's what I love about this Bible, man. That's what I love about it. It puts you to the test. It puts you, it asks the questions that no one else wants to ask.
Right.
Like, oh, okay. You say you love your wife. Did you beat on her last week? Did that happen? Well, brother, if you love your wife, then why did you do that? Oh, you love your children, but you didn't teach them that according to the Bible, Christmas is an abomination. Thanksgiving is an abomination. You didn't teach them about celebrating their holidays and their culture. Why is that? Okay, so you say you love the Most High. I understand you're not very brotherly. From what I understand and what I've heard, you don't interact with the brothers. I've heard that you gossip a little bit behind the brothers' backs and you talk about them. You know what I'm saying? And you shun them when they want to talk to you and seek out your guidance or your help or something. So how can you say you love the Most High? It makes you answer questions that you're just not prepared for. You understand? The man who abuses those who claims he loves, he's not prepared to answer those questions because he didn't think anybody would ask. But in the I.S.U.P.K, you're going to answer for that.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You do something out of rage. You know what I'm saying? You put your hands on a brother, a sister. You know what I mean? You talk to them a certain way. I've seen that. You even talk to a brother can be under you. be an officer of 5,000, 1,000, and you talk to a brother under you a certain way, and somebody above you is going to check you.
That's right.
They're going to ask you, brother, why did you talk to me like that? What is that about? Is that necessary? And then you're going to be the one having to, you know what I'm saying, explain yourself in that situation. But that's what brotherhood is about. Brotherhood is about holding each other accountable. You understand? So read verse 21 one more time.
Verse 21, and this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth the Most High love his brother also.
They go hand in hand. Right. Because again, I broke it down before, but we always break it down. Salaki, not me, but it's always been broken down in here. We're supposed to love what the Most High loves, hate what the Most High hates. Right. We're supposed to have the spirit of the Most High at all times. Somebody tell me, who does the Most High love? Yeah.
The nation of Israel.
The nation of Israel. That's true. So if he loves the nation of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, who do we have to love?
Nation of Israel.
Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. So if we don't love them, then we don't love him. You see the mathematics behind it?
Right.
It's real simple. Love what he loves, hate what he hates. You know what the Most High hates? Sin. So what do we have to hate? Sin. So we don't eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. Most High don't like it. I don't like it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Most High says this is not good. I say it's not good. It's just that it's very simple. It's right on time mathematics. You don't even got to think too much. That's what the scriptures is for.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You learn from the men above you and you just follow suit. You know what I mean? The Most High doesn't give a damn about the other nations. He said, do I got to read it? You know what I'm saying? Do I got to go to the Apocrypha? You know what I mean? Where he compared it to what? A drop that falleth from a vessel. So if the Most High doesn't give a damn about the other nations, we don't give a damn about the other nations. So I feel like, you know what I'm saying? No, nothing personal. Right. It just is what it is. That's why when we go out to camp on Saturday or on Friday in some other cities, it ain't we tell you, like, we're not talking to you. You colonizers and other nations. We don't keep going. Like, we literally don't care if you stop, like, at all. If you're not coming to Kiss Boots, we don't care. Right. Keep walking, go to your Fortune 500 company job, go get your Starbucks. We keep moving. We're talking to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the people that we love and care about. You understand? Got it on that? That's it. Now, let me see something. Salakia. Jumping all over. So give me Matthew chapter 7 and verse 16. You understand? Because the I.S.U.P.K, again, like I was saying, a lot of people talk, a lot of people got a lot of things to say, but you know what I'm saying, they ain't showing it. It's not, the proof ain't in the pudding. That's what I'm saying. Let's get a scripture that proves. You gotta read that, brother.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 16. Ye shall know them by their fruits.
Ye shall know them by their fruits. Go ahead.
Do men gather grapes or figs of thistles?
What does it mean, ye shall know them by their fruits?
By whatever they produce.
Right. That's exactly what, when you go to the grocery store, you don't get them vegetables and them fruits and oranges and what do they call that? Produce. You know what I'm saying? What you produce, what you bring forth. Brotherhood, when you bring forth murder. Your organization is all about brotherhood, right?
Right.
Your organization is all about family and marriage and love.
Right. But
your members commit murder. And your organization doesn't speak on it and covers it up. You understand? Quiet. Like, your organization is, you know what I mean, had nothing to say when someone in your organization was murdered. That don't sound like brotherhood to me. You know what I'm saying? You shall know them by their fruits. Okay, so your fruits are murder. You know what I'm saying? And covering up for murderers. You understand what you got? You got something to say?
I'm just saying also that same particular group, I was watching them, they have a lot of like adulterous type situations with each other's wives and stuff like that.
Right, you shall know them. Isn't that funny? You shall know them by their fruits. Well, if you teach that a man can only have one wife, right? If you teach that a man having more than one wife is adultery, which is not in the scripture, you know what you're going to do? Commit actual adultery. You're going to go sleep with another brother's wife. You understand? Because you'll know them by their fruits. That's how you. Because you're stealing from them. Just like a Christian pastor. You shall know them by their fruits. Eddie Long. Good night. Salakia. We ended up knowing that man Paul by his fruits. You know what I'm saying? That brother withered away into nothing. Straight up. You understand? You shall know them by their fruits, what they put out into the world, what they produce. The I.S.U.P.K and the Commander Junior Honor, I mean, need I say more? Since 1969, where's the scandal? Where's it at? And trust me, I've seen people try to bring it out, try to bring up something, try to put a scandal on a brother, and when it's proven to be false, they just act like it never happened and go their merry way. You understand? So read it from the top.
Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles?
Keep going.
Verse 17. Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit.
Right, the brotherhood, the I.S.U.P.K breeds brotherhood. It brings forth a brotherhood. How do I know? Because I didn't have it until I came here. I didn't. I had brothers, I had friends, I had family. Did I do stuff for them? Sure. But I pretty much hated everybody's guts.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I did it, but it was like, oh man, like, I didn't really care. I did it for myself, to make myself feel better. Like, okay, I'm gonna do this for you, so I feel like I'm a good guy. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm a good person. But in reality, I could actually care less, you know what I'm saying, what's going on in your life. I could care less what's happening to you. Well, I had to learn in here to start caring less about my own life.
That's right.
To start caring less about what's going on in my household. Not saying I don't care, but you know what I'm saying, I'm supposed to have my affairs in order. But guess what? If my brother needs my help, then maybe what's going on in my life can be put on hold for a second. My brother needs this money. Maybe that bill can hold off for a second. You understand? Like, worrying and focusing more on what's going on with my brothers and my sisters makes what these scriptures talking about come alive. It makes it true. That I'm not, matter of fact, now drop what you got and give me 1 Corinthians 13. Because that's what we're talking about, man. Yes, this is what you got.
Which chapter?
1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 1.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 13, verse 1. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels.
We read this one all the time, right? But this one, right now, we're specifically talking about selflessness. Selflessness. It's not caring about yourself all the goddamn time.
No.
You cannot have this and have brotherhood. You cannot have brotherhood and always be focusing on yourself. And that's what this scripture is really talking about, right? Read it from the top of the time.
Though I speak with the tongues of men and of
I
angels.
speak with the tongues of men and angels. I speak that Espanol, you know what I'm saying? Like my brother up in the Bronx, you know what I'm saying? The Dominicans, you speak that Espanol, you speak that Francois, you know, you speak that Mandarin and Cantonese, those are our brothers, but you might speak, you might have learned it in college. Who knows? You know what I mean? You speak that, what they speak in Haiti? Salakia.
Creole.
Creole?
That's why.
That's what
No, it's
Jamaica. That's what
Jamaican Creole, no, it's
Creole is Haiti.
Yeah.
That's
I
like,
feel like it's a different word though. I don't think it's Creole. See, I know why you're saying that, but I feel like Haitians speak. I can't think of it. I know what you're saying, but it's a different word. It's not patois. That's Jamaican, and that's like a broken English. There's an actual language the Haitians speak. If somebody know in the chat, Salakia, Bob Bouchard, let me know. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you speak those languages, man. You speak them well. Keep going.
and have not charity.
Right, so you speak those languages. Salakia. You know, bunch of There's all these comments that I didn't even see. And you don't have charity, right? So you speak the good. You skip something. Read from top.
Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels.
And of angels, right? So you speak in that I.S.U.P.K, man. We read it every Friday.
It's Creole because it's like Spanish and French, right?
It's like a broken, it's like a French mix.
Right. Okay, Creole. Salaki, brother. Most High in Christ. So you speak that Creole, right? And you speak the I.S.U.P.K. And you can easily, you know what I'm saying, say those prayers, man. You can easily break down the symbols, that ancient, that Assyrian. You know what I mean? You just tawab with it. But go ahead.
And have not charity.
But you don't have charity. Go ahead.
I am become as sounding brass.
Become a sounding brass.
Or a tinkling cymbal.
Or a tinkling cymbal, just like a child getting a musical instrument. They don't know how to read music. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what they're doing. They're just going to play with it, pause. It's going to be loud and boisterous and annoying and ridiculous. That's all it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? It's just noise. You know what I'm saying? It's just noise. Charity, Salakia. Every time we do this, just read it real fast. To our brother, I got it. The definition of charity in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. Charity in the Bible never means given to the poor. Let's cut that out.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It does not mean given to the poor, because that's what you think it means because you gave to a charity. But that's not what it's about. Because you know why? Because most people who give to charities, again, I kind of just said it a minute ago. Who do they give to the charities for? Yes, it's for themselves. They give to charities so they can feel like, you know what? I am pretty good. I'm a good person. I gave to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Yeah, they might even give me a reward. So you give to a charity and you essentially kind of get the money back in certain ways. Like you can finesse it, you know what I mean? It's a tax write-off, like special. It doesn't make you awesome. You can give, you know what I mean? It's like that example of, I think it's in the scriptures, I believe it is. The rich man, he gave a little bit, but the poor man gave everything he had. It was a system. Right. But then you might have somebody that only got $10. And say, you know what? And give the $10 to somebody else who needs it.
That's right.
Well, who gave more? You know what I'm saying? Who gave more? The person who gave $1,000 out of their $1 million. You know what I'm saying? The person behind with $1,000 and go on like nothing happened.
Right.
The cat, what's his name? The Tesla dude. What's his name? Elon Musk. I heard his net worth just dropped $700 million. I heard this because of because of the new Tesla, and I heard like the glass is supposed to be shatterproof, but they hit it and it broke. Right? You know what I'm saying? So people saw that, and all the people, you know what I'm saying, in the stock market, stock exchange, like sell. Like, we don't want it, right? So his net worth dropped almost $1 billion. Do you know who does not care? Elon Musk. Right? Because he has like $30 billion. Right. You're losing $700 million, just like, oh, damn. Right. Oh well. Like, you know what I mean? If I lose, I'm like, oh God. It's over. It's over. You know what I'm saying? It's over. It's good.
Red Tide getting paid.
Yo, man, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, my pop just sent me to the store to play the numbers. He sent me over, I got $20, man. You know what I'm saying? Put $20 on da. I got the numbers in one hand and the $20. I'm walking down the street. Next thing I know, I get to the store with the numbers in one hand. I'm like, hold on. I'm outside looking on like, go back home and I lost the 20. It's over. I'm gonna hear it for a week. Like, oh, don't give him no money because he can't keep money. You know what I'm saying? He gonna lose it anyway. $20. Elon Musk lost $750 million. You understand? I guess he has more brotherhood if he gives $1 million to a charity. Good night. La. That is not what charity is according to the Bible.
That's right.
You understand? It's not about giving money. So let me finish this before you keep going in the scriptures. Charity in the Bible never means giving to the poor,
Right.
but always a God-inspired love, which includes respect for and concern for the welfare of the loved one. The inspired description is found in 1 Corinthians 13, which we're reading right now. We know what the Bible says about love, right? 1 John, for this is the love of God. Do what? What do we do?
Keep his commandments.
Keep the commandments, most high in Christ. The love of God is that we keep his commandments, right? So when we're reading about charity, we're not reading about giving to the poor. We're reading about having enough care for the welfare of your brother that you'll tell him, you know what? You know you're not supposed to eat that lobster. Brother, pork is unclean. You can't eat that. Brother, giving. You know what I'm saying? It's a celebration of them killing our people. Charity is what the I.S.U.P.K does every day of every week.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Charity is going to camp and going up there in front of crowds of people who look at you like, these niggas are actually crazy.
Right.
These are insane people. What are they wearing? What am I looking at? Look at these fools. And you go up there because you care about them. You understand? That's charity. You know what I'm saying? Charity is sacrificing your life, man, so you can be better for your people. You know what I mean? That's what charity is. So keep going. What you reading, brother?
Verse 2. And though I have the gift.
Go have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries, right? Now, you might, and I've heard it before, right? And I might even say it. I ain't say it since I've been here. I probably said it before I came here, right? You might watch a fake Israelite group, right? And you might hear a breakdown that sounds too wild. You know what I'm saying? Even though more than likely they got it from us anyway. But neither here nor there. They might be breaking down John 3:16 and showing you that John 3:16 is not saying that God loves everybody. That John 3:16 is saying that Christ loves. That is what that scripture is saying, the correct thing in that regard. So they might have what you might call gift of prophecy. They might be able to say, well, this is what this is talking about. This is what this is talking about. If you look at this, yeah, it can't mean that. They might have that gift, but keep going.
And all knowledge.
Right, they have all knowledge. So like, man, now we get into some cat that know how stars work. You know what I'm saying? He know how helium gas, you know what I'm saying, gets bottled into a nebula and explodes into the, you know what I'm saying, into the nucleus of the stardust, right? Explain to you, like, yes, you know what I'm saying, and what that's really talking about. Like, you know, you might have what they call his name, the cat named Polite. You might have a polite Salaki. He's not intelligent by any stretch. The Bible, the stuff he talks about, what the Bible calls what science falsely so called, right? It's garbage, right? But he sounds intelligent. You know what I mean? He knows how to words together. I mean, he knows some mysteries. Keep going.
And though I have all faith, I could remove mountains.
You have all faith. You have all belief. You know what I'm saying? And everything that we're talking about, you believe Christ is coming back. You know what I'm saying? You believe that he coming with 200 million angels. You believe in the chariots. Go ahead.
And have not charity, I am nothing.
But you don't have charity. You do not genuinely care about your brother.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You're not concerned about how is my brother doing. Are you so wild? Like, what's going on with you? Let's see you. Everything's wild. Okay. Hey man, yo, let's go chill sometime, man. Let's go, you know what I mean? Go get a drink, something like that. A genuine care for your brother to make sure that he's okay. Or his sister. And don't get it again. So like I know I say that a lot, but don't get it twisted. It's not just about, okay, your brother, that's, you know what I'm saying, like your brother right there in school. Your wife. You don't have genuine care for your wife? You know what I'm saying? Was she a pet? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to genuinely, you know what I mean? Like, what's going on at work? How's work been?
That's right.
How you been feeling? You good? Okay. You been watching that class? Oh, I see you've been studying that Hebrew. Most of that Christ. Encourage her. Encourage your brothers.
That's right.
Encourage those up under you.
Right.
Care about their growth. You know what I'm saying? About them coming up in this truth, man. Care about those people outside these doors enough to to at least say to them, you should be in here. You know what I'm saying? We got classes.
That's right.
That's a charity right there. We got classes. To every single, I don't care what's going on in their personal life. They might be on drugs, whatever's going on. We got classes, man. You ever heard what's your nationality? Your mother your father was Haitian. Okay. You understand? You know what tribe that is? That's the Levites, according to the Bible. You know what I mean? Well, we got classes where we teach all about the history of Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. You know what I'm saying? Come to the class. That's charity. Caring about your people. Keep going, brother.
Verse 3, and though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor.
Oh, that's the dagger right there to your favorite Christian pastor. Last year we donated about such and such many book bags. We donated $200,000 worth of pencils to the school system. Your Christian pastor who says that that's charity. This is the cut. Read that, verse 3 from the top.
And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor.
You done gave up all your goods to feed the poor, and they won't even do that.
Right.
Most of the time, they're not going to do that. You know what I mean? Your Christian pastor's not doing that. Well, let's just say some of your rappers, right? Some of your entertainers, they'll give a bunch of money to the poor. All these charities. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
And though I give my body to be burned.
Though I give my body to be burned. Man. Though I give my, you know what I'm saying? I'm here. I give my body to be burned. I sacrifice. I sacrifice myself. You know what I mean? I give my body to be burned. I put myself in an uncomfortable position. Take the money. Here, take it. I give my body to be burned. Go ahead.
And have not charity.
But I don't actually care. That's the thing. Like, I don't want to see people be better.
That's right.
For the sake of them and not myself. Again, because I can give a bunch of stuff just for myself. Just to make me feel good. Like, oh, brother, here you go. Take that money. And I go in my car. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that I'm going to get more money anyway. And I'm just like, yeah, I did a good deed today. I go and tell everybody. You know, on Facebook, I gave a brother some money today. You know how black people do. Black people get somebody money, they want to go tell everybody. You know what I'm saying? I just gave get somebody $40. You know what I mean? Like, that's what black people do all the time. But that's not charity. Keep going.
And have not charity, it profited me nothing.
Right? It doesn't, I don't gain anything from that, really. Go ahead.
Verse 4, charity suffereth long.
Now it's breaking down what charity entails. We just spent 3 verses talking about what it's not, even though you might think those things are. And it doesn't mean that those things can't be a part of charity, but they are not charity. They don't constitute what charity is.
Right.
Right? Read verse 1 from the top.
Charity suffereth long.
Charity suffereth long. Go ahead.
And is kind.
Charity suffereth long and is kind. I cannot, Salaki, brother. I cannot tell you how many sisters and brothers, literally, you have to drive this point home to them. Having patience with your husband and having patience with your wife, that's brotherhood. That's charity. You know what I mean? Many a woman is like, as soon as this man does something that she does not like, right? She don't know, there's no context, there's no nothing. All she knows is, I don't like that. I don't like that. I'll start from there. I'll figure it out as I go along. Oh, you leaving me? Well, I don't see why. Wait a minute, hold up. Where's the context? Not leaving you like leaving her. I mean, like, oh, you going out. Well, why are you turning the car on? Well, I don't understand. You know, I mean, we only been together. Wait a minute. Context. I'm going to class to teach Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, and they're the greatest people on the face of the earth. I'm going to camp, you know what I'm saying, to teach that sister that's on the stripper pole, and guess what? She can repent. And that the Most High loves her and only her people. You know what I'm saying? I'm going out there to teach that, you know what I'm saying, that young man that, you know what, brother? You can change your life. You used to be in the game, or you used to do this. You know, listen, you can change your life. Wow. You know what I'm saying? The Most High wants you to. I'm going to do that. But without that context, it doesn't matter to a woman a lot of times. It's just, you ain't here. There's 2 problems or 2 things. I want you here. You're not here. This is now a mathematical equation that must be solved. This is calculus. You know what I'm saying? This is a Pythagorean theorem right now. I want you here. You look like you're not going to be here. That's a problem. But the Bible says what? Read from verse 4 from the top.
Charity suffereth long.
Charity suffereth long. Charity suffereth long. It's like, again, I'm not going to be comfortable with him not here. But you know what? He's going to do something that is very important. Let me shut the hell up. That's charity. Keep going.
And is kind.
And is kind. Charity doesn't tell itself, you know what? I think the more I call him names, maybe the more I yell at him, the better chance I have of getting him to do what I need him to do. You know what? I think I'll throw something at him. That might work. Maybe I know what I'll do. I'll blow up his phone. I'll call him 800,000 times. I'll leave text. I'll leave voicemails where I verbally. I know what'll work. I can't get him to do what I want to do. I'll belittle him. Yeah, if I belittle him and tell him how he's just like his daddy, and his daddy couldn't keep a job, and now he can't keep a job, maybe that'll get him to understand that I'm upset. And that'll work. That'll fix everything. You know what I'm saying? No. Charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity says, you know what? This man is going through something. This man is in a world that hates him. He's a black man. He's a Hispanic man. He's a Native Indian man. The world hates him. So you know what I'm going to do my best to do? Not just regurgitate those things upon him even further. I'm not going to. This man comes home from a slavery where he works 8+ hours a day, breaking his back just so he can have enough money to get to work. You ever heard somebody say that? Like, oh, I gotta pay my car note, man. My car note is due, man. I gotta have my car or I can't get to work. Wait a minute. You gotta go to work so you can pay the car note, so you have the money to get in the car so you can go to work and pay the car. This is the world that blacks, Hispanics, and Indians live in. You know what I'm saying? We're living in a world and we're in captivity. We're in slavery. The last thing we need is to be overseers to each other.
Right.
The last thing we need is that, to belittle each other in this situation. And that's why the scripture is telling you, charity suffereth long and is kind. How hard is that? We done talked about, you done thought it's all about money. It's all about giving this to the poor. It's about doing this. How about you start with being nice? How about you start there? How about you start with being kind to that brother outside who's on drugs? How about you start by not looking down at him? Just start there. You know what I'm saying? Be kind to that sister that's in the cubicle next to you, that, you know what I'm saying, with the really, really, really strong perfume.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's almost like Salakia. Again, I'm not going on the sisters because brothers be doing too, right? But it's like the sisters be so insensitive. Like a sister she don't know, done nothing to her. It's like she almost associates anything like on the exterior of her as reasons to not like her. Like, oh man, her perfume is just it's just so strong. I just can't. And it's like now you're gonna talk bad about the woman. Okay, maybe her perfume is strong, but listen, that don't mean you gotta look at her funny. That don't mean you gotta go gossip behind the woman's back. You understand? For blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, it's just difficult just to be nice. Just to walk past a brother and say, what's going on, brother? You Tawab, you good? What's on in Christ? Good to see you, huh? You know what I'm saying? It's hard enough to do that. It's almost like an affront to our nature. If we're not fighting, cursing, yelling, mistreating each other, then we don't know how to do it. I just seen a video on Black Friday, right? You know, every Black Friday they release those videos. You know what I'm saying? The people like literally like stampeding like Lion King. You know what I'm saying? Like over, you know what I mean? Somebody getting stomped out like a fossil. You know what I'm saying? Over a 50-inch Samsung. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But it's like black people, we like, that's us. That's fine. Like go in there and rip each other's heads off. You know what I mean? Because the TV is cheaper today. You know what I mean? But just having common courtesy with one another is far-fetched. You know what I mean? Keep going, brother.
Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself.
Charity envieth not. Charity is not envious. Charity is not, oh, my brother got that promotion. My brother, oh man, I'm still making minimum wage and my brother's making da da da. You know, I should have been the one. Charity, that's not charity. Charity is if my brother wins, I win.
Right.
Oh, you got the most high in Christ, brother. You know what I'm saying? That's charity. Like, let's win. I want all my. If I'm the last dude, I'm big on. I hate to say shit, but I'm very big on independent earning and utilizing your skills to go out and make a little without having to rely on some corporation. Or I'm big on that.
Right.
If I'm the last person to get it done, don't sweat. But if my brother does it, and that brother does it, and that brother does it, that's all progress for me. As long as we moving in the right direction, I don't care if I'm the last one to do it. Because it's not about me. I'm not envious of my brothers. Read that second part again. It's not envious.
Charity envieth not.
Uh-huh.
Charity vaunteth not itself.
It vaunteth not itself because it ain't about me looking good. How many problems do blacks, Hispanics, and Indians get into because they're always worried about, I gotta look a certain way. I gotta be perceived a certain way. I want people to look at me like I got money, like I got women, like I got cars. I want, the sisters too. I want other women to look at me like, oh, I got the fashion sense. I got the fly makeup. I got the fly shoes. I got this. I got that. It doesn't vaunt itself up. Oh, or even before we even get into all those aesthetic things, you know what? Salakia, you know what, man? Do this a little role play real fast, Salakia. You know, these brothers in this school are too wild. But I really think that they're not breaking down. They're not breaking down that birth of Christ right, man. I think that the Most High has revealed to me the true breakdown of the birth of Christ. I think that Christ was born of a virgin. You know what? I'm gonna start my own group. I'm gonna go ahead and start the Israelites under such and such, you know what I'm saying, of the nativity scene virginity. I'm gonna start that. You know what I mean? Because the people need to know what's true in the Bible. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that, and hopefully these brothers follow me. That's vaunting yourself up. Like, oh, I must be the smartest person in the goddamn room. You know how me and my brothers that I came up with and those who came before me and those who will come up after me, do you know how they have thrived in this school? By reminding themselves of one important fact. Salakia. I ain't ish. I'm not. That's when I break down that Lashuan Kodash every Friday, I study it earlier in the week or even earlier in the day. I didn't make it up. I'm learning it as I'm teaching y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can read it, you know what I'm saying, phonetically. I know some words, but I'm not Hazab up in New York. That's my brother. I'm not Hazab. I'm not there yet. He's just been in it longer than me, right? But I'm not going to sit there and be like, yeah, you know, Hebrew. Like, no, brother. I spoke to a trooper just the other day up in New York and told me, bro, you're probably just as wild with the Lashuan Kodash as I am. Because you do it you're always doing it. It doesn't vaunt itself up. These breakdowns, there's a book in my back pocket, right, with all of these breakdowns and scriptures. I didn't come up with, you know what, charity really means. I didn't come up with that. It doesn't vaunt itself up. You know, and what's really, we read the scripture earlier that says that, we read it in what script, what is it? Fruits. Where was it? It wasn't in Romans.
Is that Proverbs?
Nah. It's in the New Testament. Matthew. No, Salakia. Yeah, Matthew 7:16. There's two. There's Matthew and there's Luke. You know, there's different accounts. But Matthew 7:16, where it says, you shall know them by their fruits. Commander General Yohana, has books of breakdowns that he received from the men before him, who came before him, who he learned from. You know what I'm saying? That's why the scripture where the brother said, how can I learn unless some man teach me? It's like, how can I know unless some man teach me? what I'm saying? Because the brother was in the chariot, or yeah, he was in the chariot, flocking, and the brother came and said he was reading one of the prophets, and he said, "Do you understand what you're reading?" He said, "Well, how can I know unless some man teach me? I got to be taught. I don't." You know what I mean? That it doesn't vaunt itself up. But if you look at your disgusting Christian pastor, if you look at your disgusting elder, imam, all of them always try to present, especially these Israelites, these fake Israelites. All of them have like a breakdown that they discovered. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a group where they discovered the name's not really Howard. It's Ahia, Ashar Ahia, which is a goddamn lie according to the Bible for one. But for two, their leader came up with that. You got another group where they, for the longest time, they looked at the new moon one way and then decided out of nowhere the new moon is something else. Now, mind you, the new moon is not even a holy count. It's not even like a thing. Like it's a thing, but it's only to count the months. It's not something we have to have a feast every time there's a new moon, right? But they switched their doctrine out of nowhere. You know what I mean? All of them have some thing that they created. Or I don't even got to go to the people who say you can rape little girls. It's a lot. Their leader decided right here. This is the one. This scripture right here where it says, "Shall take hold." Take hold is talking about rape, huh? That's what they say. And he decided that. He came up with that. Commanding General Yohana, commanding General Yohana, the man that everyone says that we praise, right? Ain't that what they say, Maha, y'all? Yeah. Y'all following man. Oh, I like the U.P.K. They got some good breakdown, but you know, that thing with General Yohana, they treat him like he's Christ. Good night, Salaki. Does anybody do we have one prayer where we say, you know what I'm saying, and commanding General Yohana, please bestow upon us? No, it's not there. Like, Commander General Yohana is the leader of Black, Hispanics, and Indians. Because he took the charge, he's next in line, here's what it is, no sweat, move on. You know what I mean? But it doesn't, commanding General Yohana could vaunt himself up. He could talk about how great he is, how he's been in it longer than anybody else, but he doesn't do that. He doesn't do that at all. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't vaunt itself up. It doesn't make it about itself. That's not what charity is. Keep going, brother.
It is not puffed up. Verse 5. Does not behave itself unseemly. Seeketh not her own. Is not easily provoked. Thinketh no evil. Rejoice not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth.
Con, you can drop that. Give me, Salakia. Give me Matthew 25 and verse 40.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25. And the king shall answer and say unto them.
So what's this written in?
This is written in red.
So who's speaking here?
Yahushua.
Right. Christ is speaking here. Right? You from top?
And the king shall answer and say unto them.
Who's the king is talking about?
Mosiah.
He's talking about himself. It's Christ. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me.
Now that is some kind of brotherhood right there. If you want to understand brotherhood, just study the things that Christ said. Just study the things that Christ said. He said, I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Good night. If you do it to one of my brothers who is, I can be a captain of I'm not, but I can be a captain of 13,000. And if you talk to a trooper the wrong way, if you mistreat him, if you harm him, if you belittle him, you've done it to me. I feel it as if you've done it to me. And I'm a captain 13,000. I got all kinds of different problems going on in my life. You know what I'm saying? When you up there in ranks. But the way I look at my brothers is like we are, get us sister here, so like, we are one body. That's what that represents. We are the one body, right? Because we're all connected, but we're all connected. What is this?
Like-minded.
We're all like-minded. We're all on one accord, right? And because if you know what I'm saying, if you harm it's all, I'm me, right? This is all my body. But guess what? My mind is up here, eyes here, everything else. But if you know what I'm saying, step on my toe, it's still me. It's mine. That's mine. This is mine. This is mine. We're all in this together. So if you harm one of the least, it belongs to me.
That's right.
Don't it make sense? That's why we're the one body of Christ. Because every part of that body belongs to him.
Right.
Even down to the pinky toes, for that example. But, right, it's all a part of him. Which is why it's important that we maintain one body. But if we sprout off and section ourselves off and run away from our brothers and say, well, I'm not messing with them brothers because they do this, or them I.S.U.P.K brothers, man, I'm not sure about this, and
right.
yada, yada, yada. And, well, I like this breakdown more than that one, and I like this. It makes more. Yes, sis?
That's those seeds that you were talking about a couple of weeks ago, where some of the seeds found good ground, they grew.
Mm-hmm.
They were part of the body, but then you have the ones that fell onto the rocky ground. They never hit the soil.
Right. Most in Christ. That's exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? So because we're part of this one body, you know what I'm saying? We have an obligation to look out for each other. Guess what? I use my hand to protect my what? My face, my head. You know what I'm saying? It's all used to protect. It's one unit. Everything working in unison. The human body literally is like that. Everything working in unison to protect itself, each other, right? Your blood cells, and when you get injured, the blood goes there, and you know what I'm saying, forms a scab and everything, and it's all a bunch of processes working together, you know what I'm saying, in one accord. But what does a disease have to time, especially, like say, take HIV, you know what I'm saying, or AIDS? It's a disease in which your immune system does what? Works against you.
Right.
So with your immune system, it's in your body, but it works against you, it kills you. You understand? It's supposed to work for you, but it breaks down and it can't do that. So that's what we're talking about. So in brotherhood, we have to work together to better each other. You know what I'm saying? Even if we have to sacrifice a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea what happens to red blood cells or white blood cells after they do whatever they do. They might die off, and I have no idea. I'm sure that there are parts of the body where, you know what I'm saying, one thing has to sacrifice a little bit of itself to aid something else.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what we do. That's what these men in this school are taught to do. If y'all, brother, where's my phone? It's in my trunk. Brother. No, you fine. But if you knew what these men have been going through since 1969 to get these Hebrew Academy covers, oh goodness, you would know what brotherhood looks like. Because they don't have to do it. They didn't have to do it. But they were given an opportunity that said, you can be better for your people if you go through this. You understand? And that's what really it's all about when it comes to charity. So where you at out? What you reading?
Still at Matthew 25.
In 40?
In 40.
Count. Read it from top to top.
And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me.
Mm-hmm. Right. Drop that. Give me John 13:34. Mm-hmm.
The book of John, chapter 13, verse 34. A new commandment I give unto you, Salakia, that ye love one another as I have loved you.
Right. My new commandment, again, it's not the Old Testament didn't tell you to love your brother. You know what I'm saying? He's just expounding on it, demonstrating to you how to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm showing you the new way, man. This is how you do it. You love your brother so much that you don't just not sleep with his wife because the scripture tells you not to. You don't sleep with your brother's wife. You don't even look at your brother's wife that way because you wouldn't want someone to look at your wife that way.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You love your brother enough to treat him like he is you. That like this breakdown is really like that. Like, imagine that. A mother understands that. A woman who's a mother understands that, right? When you have children. Like, that is literally me. If you hurt that, I'm hurting. Well, guess what? All of us need to think that way about all of us. If you harm that sister, I can feel it. You're harming me, and it's going to be a problem. You know what I'm saying? If you harm that brother, if you harm that brother, if you harm Officer Yarmak, Officer Iraq, Officer Aratazar, Officer Magun, Officer Yahweh, Officer Zah, if you harm any brother in this school, any sister in this school, you're harming me. And guess what? You also just harmed 1,000 other brothers. So you now have an issue on your hands. It would behoove you, you know what I'm saying? It would behoove you not to harm any brothers and sisters in here. You know what I'm saying? Because we move like that. Because we're on one accord. You understand? Read it from the top.
A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another.
Right. Keep going.
Verse 35. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another.
This is how you know a true disciple of Christ. This is how you know. This brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? This is how you know, man. I have never experienced the kind of brotherhood. Salaki, I can't even say that. I have never experienced brotherhood at all. It's like,
that's right.
But when I came in here, suddenly I was starting to experience that, and then it was like it was infectious. It was like, oh man, I have to represent that myself. I have to represent that. I have to be there for my brothers.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I have to care enough to know, did that brother make it home? Is he home? Most High in Christ. I have to care enough to call that brother. Salaki, we're not sure if you got home, to make sure you swap. You know what I'm saying? I have to care enough to do that. You know what I mean? That's something that other people don't do. Like they're not used to, especially with black, let's be honest, especially with black men and black women. They're not used to that at all. Having a black man call you and say, what's going on, brother? Nothing much, chilling. You know what I'm saying? Just call and check up on you. You twat, brother? Khan? Most High in Christ. Most people are not used to that. But not in here. In here, you will get used to it because that is the way it will be.
That's right.
You understand? Drop what you got. Give me, so lucky. Let's do it. Give me Matthew 5:22. I'm going to look for another one. Give me Matthew 5:22.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 22. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother.
This is when they talk about the new commandment. This is what Christ is talking about.
Whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
That's a new commandment. That's a new commandment. The Most High did not, Christ didn't take anything away from the scriptures.
When it says in danger of the judgment, is that talking about death? Because it says the judgment. Don't say a judgment.
It's talking about death. The wages of sin is death. Right? It's talking about death. Like, read it from the top.
Go on.
But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without cause without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
Why is he saying? I'll give you a hint. Christ was smarter than everybody else.
That's right.
Like Christ was like, and I don't mean smart like again like Einstein, hypnopotical, astrological. No. You said this?
Perfect.
He was perfect, right? But his perfection, it didn't come from quote unquote book smarts. Christ was like a different kind of street smart. Like you never meet a brother that just seems to understand things. Like he just seems to know the inner workings of things. Like some brothers like have different gifts, right? You know what I mean? I went to college, like my gift is in more of book smart things. I came to North Carolina in 2013 after grad school, right? Born and raised in New York, came here. When I met these brothers in the U.P.K, some of them were much younger than me. My brothers, right? Much younger than me. Some a little bit older than me. I was astounded by how goddamn smart they were. Like these, like the street smarts. Like I mean, I don't mean just like street life, but just understanding the inner workings of things in a certain way. Where I was like, damn, like I feel actually retarded, like because I don't think like that. Like my brain is like, you give me a book, I can read it, and I'm good. That's how my brain works. But some people like speak stuff like oh yeah, I know what's going on with that. Like, I can read into that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm just like, good night. Like I don't have that. Christ was like that on 1,000.
Right.
He understood the inner workings of now. This dude was battling the Pharisees when he was like 12.
That's right.
These are grown men who grew up being taught the law, knowing everything about the law, down to the T. And here comes some little 12-year-old nappy-headed Negro. Go ahead, sis.
And you were killing them.
Killing him.
You were killing them.
12-year-old nappy-headed little Negro from Bethlehem, from the ghetto, from the projects, cutting them in the scriptures.
Right.
Because he understood what he knew the letter, but he knew the spirit of the law so well. I was like, God damn, like, what can we do with that? So read that from the top, brother.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 22.
Which is what made him such a wild brother, which made him better than everybody else. Because they didn't get it like him. Go ahead.
But I say unto you that whosoever.
Read one verse above.
Verse 21. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not kill.
You have heard it was said of them of old time, right? Back in the day, aforetime, we know it was written for our learning, right? But you heard them say not to kill. Now, is Christ about to tell you that's not true? You can go ahead and kill me. No, he's not going to tell you that. Just like he's not going to tell you you can eat pork chop sandwiches. He's going to explain to you what it's really about. Keep going.
And whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment.
Right, you heard it said that you can't kill people. And if you kill someone, then you're going to be judged for it. You know what I'm saying? You're in danger of the judgment because there's going to be an investigation. They're going to see what happened. You're in danger of the judgment. The judgment being what? What's the judgment? Because it's just to ask the question. So he said the judgment in both verses. That's how you know it's talking about the same thing, right? The judgment is what?
Death, the punishment.
Death, the punishment. That's the judgment for killing someone in the Old Testament, right? In the law. You know, we know what a judge does. The judge now says, all right, sentence you to 20 years in maximum security penitentiary, right? That's the judgment. Keep going.
And whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. Verse 22. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother,
I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother, go ahead,
is angry with his brother without a cause, shall be in danger of the judgment.
But I'm trying to get you to understand, if you are angry with your brother for no reason, you are also in danger of the judgment. Why? Why is he saying it? Get it out.
Because brotherhood is the second greatest of the commandments. Like, if you keep that one commandment, you keep them all.
Most high Christ, get that brother a hand. Because if you're angry with your brother without a cause, you know what you'll do. Sleep with his wife.
That's right.
If you're angry with your brother without a cause, you know what you'll do? Steal from him. If you're angry with your brother without a cause, you know what you probably will do? Murder him. You'll murder your brother. It's happening in every ghetto across America right now. Because I'm not telling lies. I'm not sitting up here telling you my thoughts, my opinions. Right? I just watched a video today. It's not this old video, whatever. But it was just a video I happened to watch the interview. And the brother was basically talking about, you know what I'm saying? Man, he saw some brothers come together who had beef for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Some rappers. It was the rapper Nas and Noriega, right? Noriega's from my nigga. And they were talking about how they came, the beef was over and they came together. He's like, I'm happy to see that, you know what I'm saying? Because people be dying over this stuff. And he's like, half the time it ain't even be them too. It's not even like their beef don't even be that serious. It be people around them. People instigating from the outside. People, they're not even on the front row, they're in the bleachers. And now 2 brothers are dead because of that. You know what I'm saying? So what Christ is saying is that right there, murder is a product of being angry with your brother without a cause. Adultery is a product of that. Stealing is a product of that. Fighting your brother. It all comes from hating him or having a problem with him for nothing. Or envying him. You understand? Read that part again.
But I say unto you that whoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Rakah, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire.
Right. All those things are just saying, man, when you have that spirit of envy, that spirit of hatred against your brother for nothing, when you have that in you, you are going to sin against your brother. Go ahead, I
just want to ask you a question, if I may. What does Rakah mean?
I feel like my brother, I heard it before. It's a lock here. I can't, I'm drawing a blank right now because I was thinking that. Rakah. You got the breakdown of it, brother?
Yeah, it's like say like you got a plate of food and you bring it to me, you know what I mean? And then you accidentally drop some food on me. And you like, damn, slack y'all. And I'm like, man, what the hell, man? What the fuck is wrong with you, man? What the hell is wrong with you, man? What the hell you doing, man? What you know what I'm saying? Like, that's basically like just another way of being unbrotherly.
Right.
With the anger.
You know what I mean?
Right. Kind of like an angry verbal gesture towards your brother. The watch, brother. Most High Christ. The watch. Yeah. So that's what that's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Drop that. Give me John chapter 15 and verse 13. Give me that one real fast. Because Christ. So we just read about where Christ told you, if you just salak, just have a grudge with your brother for no reason. You know what I'm saying? If you have that, give me a second. Right, if you have a grudge against your brother, you know what I'm saying? If you're angry with your brother without a cause, man, you are already, that's the seeds that breed, you know what I'm saying, worse things on the road. Christ understood that, you know what I'm saying? So now, Christ is going to tell you exactly what's the opposite of that. Go ahead and read that, John.
15, 13.
Yeah.
The book of John, chapter 15, verse 13. Greater love have no man.
Greater love have no man. That means love, true love, cannot go past this. Greater love have no man. A man cannot love more than what he's about to describe. Go ahead.
Than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
That a man lay down his life for his friend. Think about how heavy that is. Think about how many brothers in the streets have convinced themselves that, you know, they have to murder another man so they can eat. They have to murder another man so they can feed their family. That they have to sell drugs to their community so that their child can eat. Think about how many times that's happened. Think about how many brothers who have murdered another man for a color, a flag, for some ideal that has nothing to do with their people. You know what I'm saying? Some black Muslim, you know what I'm saying, shoot down another black man, sell drugs to another black man. You know what I'm saying? I believe our leader, you know what I'm saying, our Bivens, I believe he was gunned down by a Muslim.
That's what I heard.
You know what I'm saying? I believe he was a black Muslim. You know what I mean? Imagine that.
But he was preaching the truth on the street.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't like it.
Right.
It was contrary to what they were teaching.
Of course. Back in the day, they used to punt Qurans down the block. Seriously. They would literally go buy a Quran, spend the money, go get one, get a Quran, just so when the right moment came, and they saw maybe, you know what I'm saying, a couple Muslim cats, a couple bow ties, some bean pies, they'd get off that podium and drop kick that, you know what I'm saying? Throw it on the ground, step on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Kick it down the street. You know what I mean? Because they got nothing to do with blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and it ain't saved not near one of us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And nothing but further destroy us. You know what I mean? But Christ said, read that again.
Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
That a man laid down his life for his friends. Now that's love.
That's right.
Like, you know what? That's the ultimate. That is the ultimate. We're on the spectrum of understanding what love is. Right? On the one end, you got selfishness. Everything's about me. You know what I'm saying? A selfish bastard, like, yo, my yard, they shooting, get in front of me. You know what I'm saying? Right? My yard, what, yo, they shooting. You say, come to me. Like, you know what I mean? On the one end, that's you know what I mean? Or I gotta go because I want better in life. Oh man, like I wanna control the block. You know what I'm saying? I wanna control the drugs and the projects. You know what I'm saying? So that other cat, man, they got another cat, because you know sometimes the projects be divided. It'll be this building versus this building. You know what I'm saying? Queensbridge is got the 40 side, got the 41st side. You know what I mean? All these kind of things. So I might say, well, nah, man, they make money over there. I can't have it. I gotta take them out, man. I gotta take them off of here. You know what I mean? So I can feel better. So I can have what I want. In the man's destroy his family and destroy his legacy, just so little old me, we all gonna die anyway. Just so little old me can feel better. So I can, you know what I'm saying, do more damage to the community on my own and make more money. You understand? But Christ said that greater love hath no man that he lay down his life for his friends, that he is willing to die. Christ was willing to die for a bunch of people who, to be quite honest with you, did not deserve it.
That's right. That's right.
They didn't deserve it at all. We didn't deserve it. Let me say we, because it was us, all of us. You know what I'm saying? It was me, it was you, we didn't deserve it. We were there, but we didn't deserve it, man. Because we'd rather have, what's the cat name? The other one, not the one, Barabbas. We wanted Barabbas, who was a murderer and psychopath, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he was a killer.
He was a killer. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want the guy that's trying to teach us. It's the same thing now, right? It's the spirit. The spirit is crazy because you see it. I see it. We see it every day. When I go on YouTube and I see General, like, do you understand what General Mahiaman goes through? Do you know how many phone calls that brother has taken since he's been in this thing? Do you know how much counseling he's done? Do you know how many classes he's taught? Do you know how many brothers he saved? Do you know how many brothers are in the school not smoking crack because they saw him? In the school, not dealing with whores because they saw him. You know how many sisters jumped off of a stripper pole because they saw him?
That's right.
Only for me to go on a video and see somebody to try to talk about his weight. Some scoffer try to insult Commander General Yohana, who has saved more black people than anybody you even can, more than Malcolm X. Your Martin Luther Kings. Martin Luther King destroyed more black lives.
That's right.
You understand? More black lives since the goddamn 50s and early 60s than anybody since. But you love him. His birthday comes around, you put up a post up about him. You won't talk about his facial features. I always thought Martin Luther King died when he was like 62. You know that? So like that nigga was like 38. He was like 38 years old. He looked like he was like 52. Salaki. He did. He was old as hell. Right. He talked like good night. He damn sure did. What the hell kind of 38? You know what I mean? Like, what kind of 38-year-old talks like that? But that man is praised. He got a statue.
That's right.
You'll put up a post about him. Oh, I just want to say, this man just exemplifies true progress. Good night. But you go and Commander General Yohana's post and want to talk about, oh man, what is he wearing? Insult him on his clothes. Talk about General Hyman's weight when you've never been, if you've been around General Hyman, you would know. General Hyman is not, the brother is brolic. Right? Like, Salak, if I may. Son, you know what I'm saying? Son, right? You don't know, you've never been around him. You know what I mean? But it kills me because that's what Christ went through. That's what he went through. Like, this man was teaching blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. He was teaching Israelites. The kingdom of heaven is for you. Like, forget the Romans. Most High loves you. He cares about you. He taught you to do this. When other nations would come up and try to get help from him, he would ignore them and say, he would call them what? Dogs. He called them dogs because he loved you. He said, I love them that thou hast given me. I love them that love me. You know what I'm saying? That's what Christ did. He loved his people. He was named as such. Ye shall call his name Yahweh, for he shall save his people from their sins. I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So when some colonizer comes up to the camp and says, I have a question. I just want to know, you know, you guys, I really like, you know, you guys really care about the community, but can white people be saved? Well,
Right.
No.
That's right.
You understand? That's what Christ did. He did the same thing. Wait a minute. No. We're not out here for you. I'm not, don't that sound like U.P.K? Like, we up here with a Bible and a mic to teach our people that they're the greatest people on the face of the earth. That's right. That's what we do. And Christ said what? I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Bro. That's it. And you know what he got for that? His own people wanted to kill him. His own people wanted him dead. We don't want Commander General Yohana. We want Polite, the dude that steals all our money. We want him. We don't want Commander General Yohana. We want the Christian pastor that molests all our children. We want him. Save him. Right now, if they put a poll, if they said one of these brothers got to go to jail, Commander General Yohana or Creflo Dollar, who do you think black people will vote for to go to jail?
Good night.
More than likely, Commander General Yohana. More than likely, right? Because they're gonna be, wait, is that? He's that one. He be saying, he be talking about calling black women the B word, right? Wait, he's the one that says that a man can have more than one wife. Oh, no. They're gonna gonna try to vote more than one time. No, no, jail, do not pass go, do not collect $1 million, go to jail. Right? That's what Christ will do.
That's right.
And what he said on the cross, man. He said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. He had compassion on the people as they were killing them. Good night. Good night. Read that scripture again from the top.
Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
Right. Lay down his life, even though some of them didn't deserve it. Some of them turned their back on him. Even his main man. We know about Judas, but Peter did the same. Not quite the same. Wait, the sister said 3 times. 3 times. And he told him. Before the cock crows. You know what I'm saying? Before the morning, you don't deny me 3 times, brother. Hey, you know how black men do. Brother, no, man, me? I wouldn't even do you like that. Come on. And what he do? Wait, weren't you the one? I don't know. I don't know that, brother. You know what I'm saying? Good night. But that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? But Christ was willing to lay down his life, man. That's brotherhood, man. That's something that people just are not used to. They're not used to you caring about them enough to sacrifice the way we do, the way we're taught to do. They don't know about a sister coming in here every single day. Not this Sunday for 3 hours when she gets to watch a free concert. Well, not really free. It's like, you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean? We're coming here every single day so she can, you know what I'm saying, learn her language, learn about her history, so she can be better equipped for the people around her. You know what I'm saying? Or a brother. I'm Salakia. Whether they like it or not, what I do, I am a better son, I'm a better friend now that I'm in here than I ever was before I came in. You understand? So they're just not really used to that at all. You know what I mean? But drop that. Give me Luke 6:31.
The book of Luke, chapter 6, verse 31.
So, Lucky, 1 second, brother. Let's get the issue. Can I read that?
And as ye would that men should do to you, do ye also to them likewise.
Now, please tell me that your Christian pastor is reading this book. Tell me that. Tell me that your Christian pastor, the one who robs you every weekend, reads this book. Read it again.
As ye would have that men should do to you, do ye also to them likewise.
I wouldn't want someone to steal the little bit of money that I get from my menial job so he can drive a Rolls Royce. I wouldn't want a brother to sleep with my wife.
That's right.
And tell me that they're having a prayer meeting. You understand? I wouldn't want someone to be secretly telling my wife how to emasculate me, how to control me. I wouldn't want someone to tell my wife, because I just lost my job, that if I don't get a job in a certain amount of time, then she should go ahead and go stay with her mother. Leave me be. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want someone to do that to me, so I'm damn sure I'm not going to sit in front of this class and tell this brother to do something that I wouldn't do myself, or tell this sister to do something I wouldn't do myself. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 32. For if ye love them which love you, what thank ye? What thank have ye?
Drop that. Give me Matthew 18:21.
The book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 21. Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him?
This is a classic one, right? Very important to understanding the whole premise of all the things we're talking about. If we could kind of, I'm saying conglomerate, if that's a word, all of this into one ideal. It's about putting aside your own desire, putting aside what makes you feel good, what makes you comfortable, you know what I'm saying, for the well-being of your brother. That's really what it comes down to, right? So read that again from the top.
Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him?
But how often shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Till 7 times?
So I gotta forgive. Okay, so how many times my brother come and do, step in my goddamn shoe? You know what I'm saying? How many times is he gonna, talk crazy to me or whatever he does? You know what I'm saying? How many times is he gonna do this thing that's wrong to me and I'm gonna forgive him? 7 times? And he probably, when Peter said that, that's the key. Peter thought that he was saying a lot, right? You know what I mean? Like, how many chances? I'm supposed to give him 7 chances?
Right.
You know that's a lot. You know when niggas do that voice, you mean like he think that's a lot, right? Like what you 7 chances?
Right.
Keep going up.
Verse 22. And Jesus said unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times.
No, yes, Salakia. No,
Right.
not 7 times. Peter was probably sorry reliever. Not 7 times, that's happened twice.
Right.
You know what I mean? Keep going.
But until 70 times 7.
His face must have dropped like, yeah. What? I gotta forgive God. What you got?
Go either way.
Right. I'm sorry. Say again. You know what I mean? Until 70. Say it again. You read that word again out.
Until 70 times 7.
Until 70. The point is
70 times 7.
70 times 7. You don't have to do the math. You don't actually gotta get us to calculate 70 times 7.
Right.
Which whatever that number is, you know what I'm saying? It's not telling you 70 times 7 or 7 times 10. 7 times 700. So it's probably somewhere in the vicinity about 500 something.
Yeah, you're gonna lose count regardless.
Right. He's not telling you forgive your brother exactly 530. Like, no. You know what I mean? Like, it's not what he's saying. He's playing off of what Peter said.
Right.
If Peter would have said 6, he'd have been like, no, 6 times 66.
Right.
If he'd have said 9, he'd have been like 9 times 99. He's playing off of what he said. Like, 7 times? No, not 7 times. 70 times 7. In other words, you always forgive your brother. You always forgive. Does that mean you be a fool? Does that mean that if your brother keeps robbing you, you let him stay in your house, and he stole from you more than once, that you keep letting him steal from you?
Right.
That is absolutely asinine and silly and stupid.
Right.
You don't do that, but you also don't hold a grudge with him.
That's right.
You don't say, well, because he stole from me before, he ain't my brother no more. I can't deal. No. When I see that brother, I know you stole from me. Hey, smile, what's going on, brother? Can you stay with me? Salakia, let me call Cap real fast. Yeah, Cap will talk to him.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I'm still gonna, yeah, man, it's just chill. You know what I mean? Most High in Christ, how you been, brother? How that slave treat you? Okay. Still gonna be brother. I'm not gonna hold a grudge with you. No, that's really stupid. You understand? So read that again from the top. Verse 22.
22, right? And Jesus said unto him, say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7.
Right. Most High in Christ. Give me Mark chapter 12 and verse 31. Salakia, 1 second, brother. Hold on 1 second. Let's see one more scripture after this one. I'll be able to get it. So sweat. Uh-oh. Okay. So yeah, no, y'all, we rocking and rolling today, brother.
Yeah.
But, I cannot believe you worked on both on one. That's yeah, that's it's right here. I see on Facebook 1 hour and 47, and on the YouTube. Hour 46. That's all this gives me. All I do is make sure that I set up each one on different devices for the mic and for the camera. So they're not they're not using the same things at all.
Right.
So when I do that, I'm saying it works. But what I say, giving?
We got Mark 12 and 31.
Come on, give me start from Mark chapter 12,
29.
28.
28. The book of Mark, chapter 12, verse 28. And one of the scribes came, and having heard them reasoning together, and perceiving that he had answered them well, asked him, which is the first commandment of all?
Right. What's the first commandment of all? What is that?
Which is the most important.
Right. Which is the first commandment? What's the primary commandment? That's what he said. What's the primary commandment? What's the most important commandment? Not the first, as in like in chronology or time. So what's the primary one? Go ahead.
Verse 29. And Jesus answered him, the first of all the commandments is, hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Verse 30. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart.
That's the first commandment. That's the primary one. You gotta love the Most High with all your heart. Right. Keep going.
And with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment. Verse 31.
This is important. Read that out.
And the second is life.
The second is what?
Is life.
And the second is life. What does that mean?
It's almost just as important.
It's the same thing.
That's right.
The second one is like it's the same thing. Keep going.
Namely this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Well, we just told you all right there. Make sure you're out there in YouTube land, Facebook land. You know what a neighbor is like you. So you don't tell me that I gotta, you know what I'm saying, that I gotta love, you know what I'm saying, Jimmy Cho, the Korean down the street. You know what I mean? Make sure you know there's not talking about that. So out here. Where we at? Come. Commandment 6 through 10, this is the entry for neighbor. Commandment 6 through 10 deal with duties toward one's neighbor. In Old Testament, OT, neighbor meant one who lived nearby, a fellow Israelite.
That's right.
Okay? So a neighbor is also an Israelite. It's not talking about the Korean lady, you know what I'm saying, that runs the nail salon that just happens to live 3 houses down. You know what I'm saying? She's not your neighbor. 9 times out of 10, you go to the nail shop, you're gonna get you go to the nail shop, you're gonna get, beat up anyway. You're gonna get beat up or shot or something like that. I'll never forget that story. I mean, I don't remember it myself, but my father told me about it. But the sister had gone into like a store, like a convenience store. She was the youngest. She was like 13, 14, something like that.
Los Angeles.
In LA, right? And the Korean lady shot her while she was running away. She got away with it, and she pled, and because what I remember, they said that her defense was something like she didn't understand what she was doing. Yes, it's
Natasha Harlan.
Natasha Harlan. Yep, that's the one. Right. And the Korean lady, well, I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't really understand the mechanics of murdering some craziness, some kind of insanity type plea, and she got away scot-free. Crazy. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's not your neighbor. The proof is in the pudding. You know what I mean? That is not your neighbor. So what you got from that last? We get the last verse, verse 30. Verse 31.
And the second is life. Namely this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these.
You shall love your neighbor as yourself. You understand? That means, again, like we read in the other scripture, whatever you wouldn't want someone to do to you, you wouldn't do to them. Because guess what? They are you. That's what the soul was wild about Christ and his message, what he was, that he understood. He understood that that's what the Most High was talking about the whole time. That's what the Most High was always trying to get us to understand. But we were so caught up in the letter of the law, we're like, you know what? I'm not going to kill it because I don't want to get killed myself. You know what I mean? But if I could, I would, you know, like be over. You know what I'm saying? You know what? We would say, what? Oh, you know what, man? I'm just going to kill these turtle doves. I'll just do this and get this over with. You know what I'm saying? I'll do this thing, but I guess I got to give you 2 turtle doves. No sweat. So we would be sinning, and turtle doves would be dying like a mother every week. You know what I'm saying? The priest was like, God damn, my people, can I stop doing this? Killing all the turtle doves because they keep sinning. But we just looked at it like, almost like Salaki again. Just example I can think of is like, who remember Old Dirty Bastard? Who saying? ODB treated gonorrhea like it was just like, cool. I like sleeping with random women, and that comes with gonorrhea, and that's just, he would talk about it. Yeah. He would just talk about it, yo, man, I got burned by gonorrhea. More than once. That's just, he was just like, that just comes as part of the course, right? Well, guess what? That's our spirit. That's how the spirit of Israel has always been. Like, the Most High set it up like, you're going to have to, if you sleep with that woman, I'm going to take away that prized possession, that big fancy new TV you got, I'm going to take it away. And instead of saying, oh man, let me not sleep with it, what do? You know what, I'll deal with the little TV for it. Take the big screen TV. I'll just watch some stuff on my laptop for a couple weeks. I'm going to deal with the tour. I'll get back, I'll get the TV. That's what we do. That's what our spirit was. Christ understood. No, that ain't it, huh? That ain't it. You're supposed to not want to do it. You're supposed to not want to murder your brother. You're supposed to not want to sleep with that whore. You're not supposed to want to smoke that weed. You're not supposed to want to do any of those things because they destroy you. Why would you want to just? It almost seems so like, it's almost like the scripture said, we are rebellious people. We just so goddamn rebellious. And to the point we'll destroy ourselves because it's so fun. It's so fun. We just go out and destroy ourselves and be alcoholics and this and that. And Christ was the only one to be smart to play. What the hell is wrong? What is wrong with us? And that's why the I.S.U.P.K continues that spirit today. You know what I'm saying? That spirit of Salakia. We need to be fixed. Something is wrong with us. Right, we need to do better. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get one more scripture and we're going to be done. Brother, if you can, give me Matthew chapter 22. So I can tell you which one I need. Matthew chapter 22. Start at verse. Start at verse 37. Because this is just a different account, right? I just like the way this one is worded, right?
The book of
Matthew.
The book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 37. Jesus said unto him,
36.
verse 36, Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Verse 37, Christ said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind.
There's another account of the same event, right? It's the same account, it's a different account, but it's the same thing that happened. Keep going.
Verse 38, this is the first and great commandment.
To love the Most High with all thy heart and thy soul. And we know that the love of God is what? Keep his commandments. This is the love of God. We keep his commandments. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Right. Keep reading. Read the next one.
Verse 40. On these two
This is
commandments.
the part that I just love the way this is worded. Go ahead.
Hang all the law and the
The
prophets.
brother brought up here on these, because somebody will try to say, some Christian who does not understand the Bible at all, right? Will say, see, it's all, the only commandments we got to worry about is love. Is love. Meanwhile, they're sleeping with their brother's wife. Meanwhile, they're molesting kids. Meanwhile, they're abusing their wife. Meanwhile, because you understand how dangerous that concept of love is? Do you know how many pedophiles have told a child before they molested them that they love them? You understand? But it said on these two hang all the law. It's telling you that these are basically the two roots. Well, more like one root, and then this one other one springs out of this root, and all the law. It's like two hangers. And the laws are supported by these two. Or these two support the laws. Every single law, that's what it's telling you. Every single law, hundreds of them, they say you can't keep. Yes, you can. Because it's simply about loving your brother. If I love my brother, then I'm going to keep the laws that show me how to love him. If I love the Most High, I'm going to keep the laws that show me how to love him. I'm going to say, to hell with Thanksgiving. To hell with Christmas. Because I love the Most High. The Most High said he's not going to smell in our solemn assemblies. So I love my father enough to be like, I like turkey. Shit, I'm a slack. I'm one of a few Israelites that like cranberry sauce. I do. You know what I mean? I love all the food and mac and cheese. I like the food, but no, I love my father enough to not do it. And I love my brother enough to. His woman, she's a beautiful woman, but nah, that's my brother's woman. I ain't even looking in that direction.
Right.
She's like turkey on Thanksgiving Day. I don't want it at all. It's gross to me. Not trying to insult my sister. I'm just trying to say that's his. And I love my brother enough to look at his woman not in that way.
That's right.
I love my brother enough to make sure that I am not angry with him without cause. You understand? And on these two things, all the laws hang on and are supported by. You know what I mean? So brotherhood, again, is crucial. Brotherhood is the law. The law is brotherhood.
Right.
Never get it out.
So basically, it's the way you treat your brothers and sisters that determines whether you have brotherhood or whether you're with Christ or whether you're with, that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
All this, it seems so simple, but it's almost like Salakia. It's like we're the real Christians. What do I mean by that? I don't mean that we're in a Christian church. I mean, yes, it's
That you're Christ-like. You showing love.
right. What's our in Christ? Give us this their hand. We're because they talk all about love all day.
Right.
All about love and love and love and flowers and love and unicorns and candy and flowers and love. But they don't love our people the way we do.
That's right.
They don't love our people enough to tell them the truth. They don't love our people enough to show them the things that we show them. You understand? Yes,
At the same time, they don't love our Father enough to learn how it is to be obedient.
Right.
Even the basics they don't do, and they don't care to know truth there.
Most High in Christ. They don't love our Father enough to goddamn curb their goddamn lust for all the things of the world. They don't love our Father enough. Like, you know what? When I was a kid, so like I use a lot of examples in my life because that's just how I talk. I grew up loving Christmas. You know what I'm saying? That was just my thing, man. I was a Christmas kid. I always had a grandmother that raised me. We got great gifts. And then finally I came in here and I had to be like, you know what? So I can hell my up. You know what I'm saying? I had to curb my lust for that. Jeremiah brought it out. That goddamn Donnie Hathaway this Christmas will make you leave the truth. You will leave the truth over Donnie Hathaway. You will leave the truth. Yeah, the Temptations and Dasher. You will leave the truth. You know what I'm saying? Over that Motown Christmas album. And over Mariah Carey. Every year you're going to be like Salakia. Now, as far as listening to Christmas music, you will ask it every year, right? But you got to curb it. Christians are not prepared to do that. They don't love our Father enough. And they don't love their people enough to curb their lust for money.
That's right.
Their lust for sex. You know what I'm saying? And adultery. You know what I'm saying? And pedophilia. They can't curb their lust because they love themselves too goddamn much. You understand? This class is to teach you not to love yourself so much. So like you, I know that's one more when we done. One was like, brother, if you're about to shot. Give me Salaki. 1 second. Right now. Salaki. You don't get about it. Give me Matthew 16:25. This is the proper scripture to end this on. What we're talking about.
The book of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 25. For whosoever will save his life,
As a Christian, whosoever will save his life, go ahead,
shall lose it.
yeah, a Christian is so concerned about saving his life. So concerned about his life going the way he wants it to be.
That's right.
So concerned about making sure that everything about the way he wants things to be ultimately gets to no matter who he has to step on, no matter who he has to sleep with, no matter who he has to steal from, no matter who he has to rob, no matter who he has to murder. That whole world outside of U.P.K is about thriving by how many people you can murder, by how many brothers you can steal from, by how many sisters you can take advantage of. Out there, that's what life is. That's how you win. That's how you prosper. Out there. Keep going, brother.
Shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life,
And whosoever will lose his life, go ahead,
for my sake, shall find it.
shall find it. That's what the U.P.K stands for. Brotherhood, understanding that, you know what? If I'm trying to do it for me, I'm actually losing in the end. So instead, I'm gonna sacrifice for my brothers. I'm gonna sacrifice for the one. I'm already in the truth. We already in the truth in here, right? But there's a sister out there that's not. And she could be in here next week. There's a brother out there who could be a captain in this school. But he got to get in here first. You understand? And with that, pass the class on the 322 yard.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. With the I.S.U.P.K, start on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Jeremy Muhammad. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They have to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves with the world. After 6 months, if the brother or sister has a particular person, he or she must get permission from their head to speak to the sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from their head to marry. Side is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18:81, Malachi 3:8-10. Means 10 in the Hebrew, and it's pronounced I.S.U.P.K. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give, upcoming holy convocations, of course, it's dedication, Hanukkah. Understand, like we always do, we're gonna throw it down. You see, we're gonna turn up here, right? Since the argument, our guardians to this state tuned in with some, you know what I'm saying, all major platforms, you know, we up there support this troop. Your brothers and sisters here. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, and pants, hip, and the scarf was down, like Walk me out with them, which means turn to face east, rock to face east. You said the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew.